trading is good as a part-time, hustle or not hustle, but as a full-time, I don't think it brings the satisfaction.
I totally agree.
The Everest itself was, the craziest climbing that I've ever done because you have to cross dead bodies.
Have you guys thought about dipping into the prop firm space at all? I'm sure you know it's super big right now. We were talking about it a little bit before. Is that on the cards for you? I'm curious to know your thoughts on the prop firms that you're seeing pop up. What's up, traders? Austin from the future here. I want to pause just to say thank you to MyFundedFX. If you want to support me and our channel and our podcast and all the content that we create, please consider using the link down in the description when you purchase your next funding challenge. MyFundedFX runs discounts all the time. It's probably posted on my Twitter or maybe Matt's Twitter, the guy that runs the company. Search Twitter for that discount code. I get credit, we get credit if you just use the link. So use any discount code you can find, but if you want to support the channel, use the link down in the description. We appreciate it. Can't thank you guys enough. Now enjoy the video. All right, traders, welcome back to the podcast. Today, we've got a special guest, Mr. Andrew Aziz from the Bear Bull Trading Company. Andrew is very well known through his book on Amazon, through his following on social media. So I'm very grateful to have him today on the show with us. So Andrew, thank you and welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure, and hi to all of your followers. Great job you're doing. I'm a big fan.
Thank you. I really appreciate you saying that. So today, we're going to do a little bit shorter than you said, like my typical hour episode. We're going to be grateful for Andrew for any time he can give us, even the 30 minutes. So I'm going to hit you with some really quick kind of fire questions. But before we get into all that, Andrew, I'm going to ask you stuff that I really couldn't find about you when I was doing some research. So first thing, take us back to 15-year-old Andrew. What were you like? Were you always about trading and money? Were you entrepreneurial focused, or were you a shy, quiet kid? Tell us about your upbringing as a child and how that shaped you.
That's a good question. No one has actually ever asked me that question. I grew up in Iran, and in Iran there is this thing that everybody thinks that you should either become a medical doctor or an engineer if you want to be successful in life.
Of course, of course.
We have to getting into the university. We have a national exam, and everybody needs to go through that national exam. It's really competitive. So I was just studying all the time during the high school time, try to be good on top so I can actually get into a good university. So I was studying, maths and physics. So to get into the engineering, I never went into the path of medical doctor. And yeah, I had really no fun, teenage life because it's just study, study, study. And my family really pushed me toward that. And I'm pretty happy for going that route. No trading and no entrepreneur. My dad was an entrepreneur. He was a really, really, really interesting entrepreneur who, reinvented his life many times, never went to school, and he started from zero and really big ups and downs. And I think I got that entrepreneurship gene from him.
Oh, for sure, for sure. So when did you leave Iran? Were you a child when you left, or were you an adult?
No. I was after I got my master's. I got my master's in Iran in chemical engineering because Iran has oil and gas, and chemical engineering has always field.
Of course.
I got my master's, and then I went to Canada I came to Canada for PhD, and I did my PhD study, 24 to around 29, 30.
Wow. Okay, good. So got the PhD. Did trading come into play during that time, or is this still no trading, no interest in finance or anything like that at that point?
No, still, I was always broke. For trading, you need to have money. I was always
That is
broke.
true.
I was living paycheck by paycheck. I had no family money, paycheck by paycheck during the PhD. And, after I finished my PhD, I got a job, and I started, saving a little bit of money. And then after about a year and a half, I had like $20,000. And that's when I said, okay, how can we grow that money? That was the early time of the retail trade boom, and everybody gets into the market. And that was the time that I got into. So pretty late, like about 30, 31 when I entered the market.
Wow. So was it the wanting to not be broke, or were you thinking too of like time freedom? I want to get and do something more on my own schedule. Was it both of those things? What really pulled you into trading?
At the beginning, it was just growing my money. And I said, okay, I'm going to go grow my money. I have this, what should I do to invest and build my life? After a few years, I realized that I really don't want to work in a corporate life. it's just, that's not the life that I want. There is the future is very predictable. Okay, if I'm really, really good, I'm gonna end up there. And I just don't like the 9 to 5 corporate job. That's why I really try to get into trading, that I can get into a traveling lifestyle that I want, that I have right now.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
that was very, very important for me. So the lifestyle is something that really kept me going. I really want. A lot of people are saying, Andrew, how did you, what's your secret goal, blah blah blah. I just really wanted this lifestyle, and I fight for it. And I kept a corporate job until even 2019. Like I was trading, profitably, but I kept a corporate job because I wasn't really sure if trading is something that is sustainable for me.
It'll be good for people to hear you say that, because as you probably know, every guy that gets into trading wants to know, first question, how soon can I quit my job? When can I leave my job? But like you said earlier, trading requires money to make money. You can't try to be broke trading and make money, which a lot of us do. A lot of people get into trading nowadays that way. And it's an uphill struggle. Whereas if they came into trading with some capital in a good financial position, even with income coming in, they're going to probably trade a lot better. They might have a harder or a steeper learning curve if you were to kind of burn the ships and go all in on trading and not have that supplemental income. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, 100%. I'm actually myself a very big advocate of part-time trading.
Yeah.
I think people should trade part-time. Even by today, I'm trading part-time. I trade only for 2 hours in the morning, and I just shut down my platform. Like today, I didn't take any trade. The day that we are recording this video, I stand behind my station for 2 hours, didn't take any trade, and just close it. And I know there is some news, Microsoft going up and down. I saw that in my phone, but I just don't want to be in anymore. And why it's so important? First of all, trading part-time is much easier mentally. If you're watching these charts going up and down, the stress and anxiety that you're getting, and plus you have to control your emotion of FOMO and not doing crazy, controlling yourself is very difficult. And it's much harder, and then you're more prone to make mistakes. Second of all is, as you mentioned, having that income. A lot of people want to trade, they have really good income, good careers. Why do you want to leave it, just stop that source of income? Just have that one, plus you make a little bit of money. $500 a day extra can pay, really good mortgage and car and everything, just as a supplement. Plus, and that's the second one. And the third one, I believe that traders don't, at least this is my opinion, that don't get that much satisfaction in life. Like, what are we doing as a trader? When you look into that, I mean, in the financial market, you're trying to take money from the volatility, but you really don't add any more value into your humanity or life. And do you get that feeling of satisfaction? No. So if you're a medical doctor, you are contributing to the society, engineers, artists, and that's important, especially in the long term. You reach to a point that, what am I doing with my life? So, trading is good as a part-time, hustle or not hustle, but as a full-time, I don't think it brings the satisfaction.
I totally agree. I feel like I get all of my satisfaction, not so much from the trading, but from the coaching, like being able to take somebody that was losing money and then have them not lose as much and make them feel like, okay, now they can pass a funding challenge, or even seeing them through to that. Like you said, now I think a lot of people underestimate with $500, even $1,000 a day, when the days you take trades can do for you. There's guys that I've spoken with who are in the Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico, where they don't need $15,000 a month to live a decent life like we need in the States sometimes. So for them, these funding companies, these prop firms, giving them the opportunity to just say, get educated and we can back you with money, it's huge. And I think, like you said, that compounding effect over time, and you could do that with just a couple hours a day. Myself, I'm always pushing people, like you said, think about, why did you get into trading? Did you get into this to sit here for 15 hours a day and study every minute of every tick? No, the goal has to in some way incorporate managing your time, because we want to make money, but what can we not get back? Time, That's it. Exactly. So let's talk about something else really quick. You are a master of experiences. It seems like traveling is important to you. As we fast forward to now where you're at in life, I got to ask you to talk about Everest. I got to hear a little bit about this. This is the big thing. Everybody saw you do this. This was awesome. I love the fact, because as you see, I'm repping my brand everywhere I go. I got my logo on my arm when we first started the business. So I rep my brand everywhere. You had the suit the full suit of the bare bull trade. I love that, bro. I was like, of course, it's the only reason to do it like that, right? So tell us about that experience, maybe something you learned from it, big lesson, big takeaway. I'm sure there was a bunch. That story you shared on Twitter where you saw that 19-year-old kid, oh my God, bro, that one shook me a little bit.
Yeah, it is. It was a crazy experience. Like I've been always into mountaineering and climbing, and I just enjoy the challenge, enjoy the pushing myself to coming down, and you feel so trashy, just exhausted. I love it. I love that experience. But the Everest itself, I knew it's hard. Plus, it's very expensive. Like I spent about 75,000
I was going to
USD.
say, I heard it's about 100 grand when you call all in. Yep.
So it's very expensive. I never had the money to do it, but then I had the money. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna challenge myself. But overall, I like to challenge myself. Do something. Put a plan. A second that let's run in the Sahara Desert, or let's climb the Everest. Let's do something that that I like the challenge of pushing myself. The Everest itself was the craziest climbing that I've ever done because you have to cross dead bodies. And that's not something I mean, I'm not a professional climber. I'm a recreational climber. I'm seeing them and I said, I don't want to die in this mountain. It's not worth it. I really wanted to quit a few times. But I had the support of my Sherpas that, push me, you can do it. Don't look at them. You can do it. You're just there. And that was a very, very important, thing that I had to push me higher, which goes into the, mentorship that you mentioned. I mean, one of the things that I mentioned that is, you know, what you do as a coach and a mentor, you don't fix the other people's problem, but you push them, you support them to go through that path. That's exactly what my Sherpa did. My Sherpa wasn't doing anything, and he wasn't capable of doing anything either. If something would happen up there, I would have been dead. Like that guy had the Sherpa when I started it, but the Sherpa left, the exhaustion. What he was doing was the companionship and the support. And I knew there's someone behind me that I can go back and talk to, and someone that give me that push.
Yeah, it's not like he had a shovel and was clearing the path. He was
No.
telling you, believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, you can do this. And then instilling that belief in you allows you to be the best version of yourself, which is the version that can climb that mountain.
That's exactly what you and I are doing as traders coach. And we
Yeah.
want to say, hey, I can't make the decision for you. I can trade for you. I can tell you, if you need some assistance, I can push you. I can support you emotionally and anything. And that's so important. I mean, one of the biggest lessons that I got from Everest is how important it is to have a coach, a Sherpa with you during different stages of life. And you might change.
So important.
Sometimes you want to be a trader. Sometimes you want to, the mentors and the coaches that you need for different stage of life, and for different things like personal finance and professional careers.
If you want to be a golfer, right? Like, let's say you and me want to pick up golf. What are we going to do? Just go out there and swing the club? We might figure it out after a while. But if we get a coach, give me 2 months and we'll be shooting 80 or 90. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll be amazing. I think people let ego sometimes get in the way when it comes to coaching, and they don't want to accept a coach. They want to figure it out for themselves, when in reality, all you're doing is, like we just said a minute ago, you're wasting time. Just shortcut the time. Get a coach. Get around people who have what you want. The Sherpa had probably climbed Everest many times, right? That was not the Sherpa's first time, right? And that's exactly all you needed, is the guy behind you who did what you were about to do, who you want to do, telling you you can do it. As soon as you have that, that instills that crazy self-belief that can literally take you to the top of the mountain. So I love that. I love seeing you do that. I know that the internet loves seeing you do that. So let me go to a different question, if you don't mind. We'll bounce a little bit here. Talk to us about the book. I think a lot of people know you from your book. I know you said it doesn't bring as much leads and as the YouTube and stuff, but I think a lot of people who maybe don't spend time on YouTube probably spend time reading books, and they found you there. What was the process? Or let's talk about first the inspiration of the book. What were you trying to accomplish? Just leaving legacy? Were you trying to get a certain lesson across that you wish somebody taught you? What was the inspiration for that?
So when I started trading, it was the information that I was getting from day trading. It was so scattered all around the internet. Yeah. I mean, there was some YouTube channels that they had some basic material in there. There were some blogs that they were writing about it. But there was no comprehensive, instruction for, okay, this is how you do, this is your, indicator, this is your platform, I didn't know discounted brokers. Like I was starting trading with Bank of Montreal. Like it's a bank. It's not designed for active trading. And I was trading on it for for many months, unfortunately. The commission was $10 per ticket.
Oh my God. But you just didn't know what you don't know, right? Like you said, it was all
Yeah,
scattered.
I was doing thing and I was doing. I'm trying to learn that. So it was around the time that I actually graduated from my university, and during the PhD, I was writing papers and dissertation and defending, and everything. And I was so hot in that process. And when I went through that process, and I said, okay, there got to be a better way of doing it. Why there is no such a book or something like that? And then I decided to publish it and write it by myself. It's a first version was very short, very just introduction, and then these are the tools, and then these are the basic strategies like opening range, breakout, or bull flag that everybody knows, and then that's it. That was just a thing. And that book, the first earliest version when I published it, I got a lot of attention from the people. So I wasn't alone. Everybody was looking at this again. It was the boom of retail trading. And I got a lot of emails from the people because I put my email inside the book if you have any question. Because I had a blog in that time that was posting my journey in there. And a lot of people started emailing me and asking questions. And I said, okay, there's potential for that. Let's do a little bit better. And over years, we just updated, improved it, added new technology and new strategy in there. But the thing that I want to mention here is that, Austin, and is important. I was not the best trader when I wrote the book. I was kind of a fairly new trader. I wouldn't be a complete beginner, but I was kind of fairly new beginner when I wrote the book. And that's why it connected with a lot of people, because that was a lot of things that they wanted to know. It was the basic material that they were desperately looking for. If I'm a fund manager, like this.
And it would have been way different.
Yeah, very different. Like these guys are not going through the path that we are going. So I
I
think
love that.
that's
Yeah. And I would back everything you said, because when I built my first course before I worked at the firm in New York City, I was not half the trader that I am today. No way, because time is what makes you a really good trader. Any course, I believe, and I have, a great one, and I know that you do as well. I know like guys like Steve Burns, great courses, no course is just going to make you profitable. Time in the market, practicing, executing, refining, analyzing, studying your own trading, and then improving on that. That is what makes you a great trader. So I think there's a lot of us that I recently spoke with Cameron Foose, and he was saying, he's like, if I would just focus on my trading and not my other stuff, I'd be a better trader. There's a lot of the time we do these extra things. We either build a course, we create content, and in hopes of doing that, it makes us better traders. Like by writing the book, even Steve Burns said when he wrote his options trading book, it made him trade options the best he had ever traded it in his life was when he was writing that book. So I think some of us do perform better as we teach. It's like by saying the lessons out loud, it almost reinforces us, or writing it down, it reinforces it to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there was a famous quote. I don't know if I completely remember it, that they say the people who they know they do, they understand. The people who understand, they teach, or something like
Yeah.
that. When you're actually
Yep.
trying, you have to go deep into the topic.
Yes.
So
Agreed.
yeah, I mean, try, if you want to become a better trader, try to teach someone else about trading, and then you actually, you know.
It's cool because now, just real quick, as we're talking about this, like I have the guys who work with me are guys that have been customers. They took the course, they did well, they started making money, and they're like, hey, I want to be like you. I want to coach people and create extra income for myself. They came from the ground up. It's not like I went and hired them. They refined within their own self. They just got better from that, like I said, that ground up mentality. They didn't come into it thinking, I want to coach. They thought, I want to trade. And now as I'm trading, I want to coach because it's going to help me grow and help me do better. So it's a great point. Tell me about as you've got the book going, Bear Bull Trader is also your main company that you have running. What do you guys have going on over there? Are you in the office right now in Canada? Is that where you guys are based?
Yeah, I'm in the office in Canada. So Bearable Traders is a community. I don't claim that Bearable Trader is an academy or has the best education, but it's a community. And how it started was that, when I wrote the book, and I had a really, really good friend of me that I used to work with him, Brian, and Brian and I started a chat together, and it was a Google Hangout in that time. And we were trading. Hey, what about this and what about that? And then I decided to, let's start something. Let's start something together that we can do the screen sharing and everything. And I had the blog, and when the book was published, people started emailing me, and I said, hey, if you want, join us into the community for free. It was for
Right.
free about a year or even more than that. And so come, let's get together and let's, argue and, teach each other and, answer each other's question. And during that time, Variable Traders started as a community, and it's still to date is a community that everybody all together, we're trying to, build trading knowledge and support of each other. And we're pretty big now. I think we're a really good number. We focus mostly on the US stock market, and now options trading has gone up significantly. We are building tools for traders as well at tradingterminal.com. We're building it. Most of the office are developers that we have a simulator, we have a replay tool, we have scanners, and we have so many things that we put it, and it's all free. Anyone can use it for now. So yeah, and that's something that the community is also giving us feedback and support. They're testing it and they say, hey, add this and add that and that. So that's our focus right now, is in building a tool for all traders.
I love that. I feel like I'm seeing a lot of these software things being built from different angles. Like what you said, I mean, it's all software that's going to help traders improve, which is kind of like adding AI into our trading in a way, right? It's a form of artificial intelligence. Have you guys thought about dipping into the prop firm space at all? I'm sure you know it's super big right now. We were talking about it a little bit before. Is that on the cards for you? I'm curious to know your thoughts on the prop firms that you're seeing pop up.
Yeah, we do have a prop firm.
Okay.
Peak Capital Trading is our prop firm branch, which I own it with my partner. What we do is we run boot camps every 3 months, and during the boot camp, we go to traders through the program, and at the end, we hire them if they're good at pass through the criteria that we are having. We have a very limited number of traders because I personally realize that my time and my focus of my team is better into the education than prop trading. So we have a couple of traders, 4 traders that are trading for us, and these senior traders are actually doing the mentorship for the new bootcamp. So we changed the bootcamp in a way that people come and learn from experienced traders and go trade their own account, not to fund them. So the prop firm that we are having is not focused for funding traders.
No, you're more on the old school style, I feel like, of prop firms. You're not, because like now all these firms, they're just trying to get people in for as many auditions as possible, pay them as much money as possible, right? You've seen this, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, we're much older school because again, our strategy is to, I mean, I myself travel a lot, and I don't want to focus on, just coaching one person and, maybe I want to get 20% of the profit. I'd rather to build the tool that, millions of people can use rather than just 1%. So a little bit of older school prop firm, but it's not our focus. Our main focus is creating and improving the quality of our community, which is variable traders.
I love that. I love that. So what's next for you? What's your next adventure? Since you just did Everest, do you have another challenge on the books that you're looking to push yourself through?
That's a very good question. I'm still wondering. And when you do something like Everest, everything else is it's not great. I think
right.
I'm also getting older. So as you age, you have your capabilities coming down. I think I'm going to continue running. So running and ultra marathons is really my passion. Running into the mountains is amazing. I want to continue a couple of really easy 8,000 meter climbs, not as high as Everest, but anything above 26,000 feet is a good challenge. There are a couple of easy ones that I want to do. And there are big mountains in Antarctica, actually, that, I want to climb those ones.
Are they taking people there to do that now?
Yeah, they do. I mean, Antarctica doesn't belong to any country, but there are companies that they take climbers there through these special planes that land on glacier, and
that would be incredible. Kilimanjaro is on my list. Like, I'd like to be able to do that once in my life. What do you think of that one? And that's an easy one, isn't it?
It's an easy one. It's pretty good. Yeah. It's very beautiful. Like Africa. Yeah. Have you been to Africa?
Not yet.
It's a very, very beautiful continent. And it's a completely different landscape and environment and people and food and everything. It's pretty much a hike up there. You just have to be patient, but you do get the feel of elevation. So
yes, so you get the elevation, but you're not like actually doing the mountaineering where you're hanging lines and stuff like that, right?
So it's challenging enough to feel the lack of oxygen, and that you're feeling that you actually need to challenge yourself.
Mental challenge.
Exactly. Yeah.
And again, not cheap to do that either. From what I was looking at online, just to get yourself there and then pay the porter company, and they take you up there. You're talking 10 or 15 grand just to get that done, probably at least.
Much cheaper if you go through some websites are expensive, but I think especially Kilimanjaro, Tanzania is a very cheap country.
Yeah,
I think I got paid like $2,000 for
that's it.
guide and porters. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. I'll
yeah.
do more research as I'm ready to do it.
Yeah, look,
I
I'll
just,
try to find local companies. Yeah.
yeah, I just had my son a couple of weeks ago. So I want to do some traveling. Like I like the adventure stuff, but I also want to experience stuff with him. Like I want him to go to Italy. I want to take him to Colorado. I want him to see the stuff that I've seen. I know he's not going to remember it, but I still want him to experience it because I feel like one thing that really pulled me to trading, and it seems like it did for you, was lifestyle, and specifically like travel and seeing different cultures, seeing different people, seeing different landscapes, like just being around something different, change. Like I'm just hungry for that change. And like yourself, I like the physical challenge. I just got back from the gym now. Like I like that part of it too. So I want him to, even though he's young, experience it so that way he knows it as he gets older, and he wants it more. I want to give him the bug that you and I have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
I love it.
I mean,
So
keep pushing always. Mentally,
always. Always. So listen, before we wrap up, I got 4 minutes. Let's just hit me with one. I had a good question for you at the beginning about what, the younger Andrew Aziz was like, because nobody knows that. And that's a good story. We could have gone deeper there, I'm sure. But now tell me, you've spoken to so many traders, from the blog to people that read the book to people that just follow you, now on social media, as you still are gaining attention. Even like the Everest thing was, I'm sure, good for your social media. It brought a lot of attention. So what first would be some advice if you could go back to when you first started trading, if you could teleport back in time and talk to Andrew when he first was getting into trading with that bank, not even using the right broker? What advice would you tell him?
definitely trade in a simulator for at least 3 months. I didn't do that, and that was very costly for me.
Great
Uh,
advice.
Definitely trade in a simulator and try to have something that we call it a trade book or playbook. Some people call it differently. That's step by step for your strategy. If you enter a trade without any strategy that you tested before, it's gambling. It's not trading. You have
Yep.
to have that. So highly recommend trading in a simulator. That's definitely the most important part. And another one that I want to mention is that be very careful of using leverage. My biggest loss in life has been just excessive leverage.
Yep.
So leverage is really good, especially in forex trading or crypto trading, you get a massive leverage. You've got to be very, very careful with that. And you be very, very mindful of leverage, because it's a double-edged sword. You can make really good money, but also you can
blow yourself out, literally blow the whole thing up. Yeah.
And options, for example, they're using massive leverage. I had a really bad last week, just the options trading, that it was just totally unnecessary.
Yeah. Would you say that, as you have now years of experience and, like I said, speaking with so many other traders, losses are unavoidable? I would hope you agree with me there. So when I see trading companies nowadays saying we don't take losses, it really bothers me. So could you just speak on, as our last point here, how to become a good loser and how that translates into good trading?
I think the most important part for traders is that accept that trading is part of the process. I personally started with using effort, and I think it's a very, very important word in trading. Damn it, it's just that effort. I think it helps you, like, okay, it's part of the process. And the more you think about trading, is that it's the game of statistics. There are times that there's nothing wrong with you or a strategy, just didn't work out, and that's why you use effort and just to move on from that. Do the anger that word, and then you pass on to the next trade. So losses are part of trading, and it's the same as running a business. Like, imagine you're having a restaurant or coffee shop. There are some days that people don't come in there. You just can't force yourself. You can't just start
Banging
destroying
the cash register and then you make more money. Right.
yeah, you just get, that's the way it is. And there are some good days that Christmas time or weekends and something like that you make money. And it's the nature of the trading, is that there are some uh, uh, days that you take the loss. Even all the sports like basketball, like all the champions are usually win by 2 or 3 deep points. It's not that the guys massively, no, they're getting hit all the time, and that's part of their game. You just have to be a little bit better to be champion.
I love that. Andrew, it is a pleasure. I really appreciate you giving us the time. I would love to have you back on as we get into the back half of the year. For everybody listening, do me a favor. If you enjoyed the conversation with Andrew, I know it was shorter than usual, put some comments in the YouTube section. Let us know what questions you want me to ask Andrew, and then I'll bother him as we get closer to January, and we'll bring him back on for a part 2. So for now, we'll sign off. Andrew, I'll put your links down below so everybody can connect with you on Twitter and everything on your website. We'll make sure that's all linked. Thank you again very much for joining us today. And for the audience, thank you for listening. Make sure you subscribe. We will see you in the next episode.
Thanks for having me, and goodbye.